All right, and we are now live. Hi, I am Kara858, and today we're here for season two, episode five of Riverwood Academy. Well, of course, here at the Cookout, we always love to give support for different individuals out there, different community members who could perhaps take a look at their content and support them on their endeavors. And first, as always, we always love to give a shout out for is the Bear Pen. The Bear Pen, of course, is ran by Adrian B, also known as Aries, who has a variety of different TTRPG content, such as Vampire the Masquerade, a Werewolf. Actually, they just restarted Werewolf, I believe, last week. They also have a couple of one shots coming in the near future. And you will see Blood of the Bayou is expected to return, so I believe next month. So it's going to be exciting for that to return. I am one of the cast members there. Adrian Bear is also a part of Lords of Frame Room, which you'll see on Saturdays. And like I said, they're just a great group overall. So if you can, definitely go ahead and take a look at their channel and support them on both their Twitch as well as their YouTube. That is the Bear Pen, ending with an H. Secondly, we would like to give a huge shout out for is, of course, Hutter's Entertainment. Hutter's Entertainment is a variety TTRPG channel that features both horror as well as sci-fi related content. You'll see well-known names such as Melee Damage, Marquia Bacardi, Cynthia Marie, Michelle Young is also on there. Alicia Pearl actually was just on one of their shows last week. It's a great channel. And Alex Redeye, who is a tech producer over at the Bear Pen, is also a tech producer at Hutter's Entertainment. And they regularly send us raids for Riverwood Academy, which we definitely appreciate the love and support. And so if you can, definitely go ahead and give Hutter's Entertainment a follow and support them on their endeavors. Hi, Rave. How are you doing? Welcome in chat. It's great to see you in.
Hey, Rafe.
And last but certainly not least, we would like to give a shout out for is a good friend of mine. You will see her across the internet in a couple of different names. You'll see her as the Brand New Rose, but she's also just recently started her own YouTube channel. I mean, her own Twitch channel called Cutie Patootie. You'll probably see content on there, such as, I think she said Grand Theft Auto. You'll see different TTRPG related content as well. She's also on one of our shows, our Gods of Color show, that'll be coming up in the near future, on both here Twitch as well as YouTube. And she's a fantastic individual overall. So if you can, definitely go ahead and take a look at her content. She also has quite a few podcasts, such as Eat Crit, which focuses on BIPOC experiences in the TTRPG community. Cringe Warning, which talks about comic books and other nerd-related content. She's just all across the internet. So if you can, definitely go ahead and take a look at her content and support her on her endeavors. So with that said, those are our shout outs for today. Next, we're going to talk about announcements. We have, as you imagine, quite a few new shows coming up on this channel as well as our YouTube. One is, we were announced a few times, we will definitely see it on our Twitter tomorrow, which is Bonds Beyond Time, which is a Mage the Ascension campaign featuring Ree here as one of the players here as the storyteller. You'll see me as a player, and you'll see well-known individuals such as Super Dylan. You'll see Aki Sharif Jackson for Rival of Waterdeep is going to be there. And we're going to be starting our promotion from tomorrow. We cannot wait to show you what we've been working behind the scenes. You'll be able to find our first episode on October 18th. Specifically on our YouTube channel. So make sure to go ahead and follow our YouTube channel and so you can be able to support and watch the shows from there. And again, we cannot wait to show you what we've been working on. Of course, another one of our big shows is Gods of Color, which is a D&D campaign that I'm DMing, which focuses on demigods on their road to becoming godhood. Most of the rules that you can think about D&D, tossed them out the window because it's going to be something that you would highly not suspect. And we have, of course, some great known individuals such as Melee Damage, Cynthia Marie, Brandy, who I just referenced to, Glyza, who you may recognize from a couple other shows that we have here, as well as Super Dylan show. It's a fantastic cast, and we already had one extravagant individual join us for one of our first episodes. We cannot wait to show you again what we've been working on with this show. And so you'll be able to find that both here on the Kira 858 as well as our YouTube channel. There's a couple other shows that we have coming out in the near future, but we'll definitely keep you more up to date for that. If you would like to find out more, just make sure to follow us on our Twitter, which is going to be the Kira 858. Again, that's the Kira 858, and I will definitely keep you up to date on all of our shows coming up in the near future. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and bring you our intro video for episode 5 of Rivenwood Academy.
Micah, Ardris, Meaty, Calvin, Otis. Behold the spellbinding abilities of Rivenwood Academy.
All right, and we should be back. And so with that said, Aaron, take it away.
We made a couple decisions as a party last time, and one of them was leaving. We had some poor Jorhan, or Old Callan, or whatever we're calling him, had multiple visitors who were all trying to ask him different things about what was going on in the future, what maybe happened in the past. While we are getting everything sorted, then we decided as a party to head to the north, gathering up everything. Unfortunately, your path leaving Twist Junction was interrupted when you realized that at the where you came in from that path where the Pathkeepers Sorain and Estelle were the Pathkeepers who guarded it, there was some sort of disturbance, and the city or the townsfolk around you seemed to be a little bit on edge. Some of them going slack-jawed in some sort of cowardly fear. Some of them going a little bit aggro and starting to throw rocks and spears that were there for the festival games. So we're going to pick up right as this fight starts. We've already rolled initiative. Standing in front of you, about 60 feet or so, there is a large bark-limbed creature called a Forest Walker, that is flanked by 3 bears, which our friends Sorain and Estelle are currently trying to fight with. Behind you, there is some stuff going on in the town, and you do notice that path where you were is still lit up. It looks like the wards are still working there. And we're going to jump right into it. So it looks like first on our initiative order is Ardris.
Let's go, Ardris. I do have to ask one quick question. In our last session, did I cast a mage armor? I thought I did, but I can't remember completely. I thought I did that.
I feel like you did. I'm going to say that you did.
Okay. All
that
right.
Feels correct to me.
He is going to cast. He's going to cast Fly on himself.
Okay.
So that way he can get into the air and get a good look around. It's going to go 15, 20, 25. It's going to go to be about right here, but like 20 feet off the ground.
Okay.
And then he's going to survey the battlefield before looking at the others. Form up, everyone.
Quick perception check for me real quick.
Sure.
Maybe a bonus since you're flying. Go for
14.
It.
14 plus 4, 18.
Nice, not bad. So in terms of hostile creatures that you see in this area, there is directly in front of you by about 35, 40 feet is this massive forest walker. It's pretty big. Then there's the 3 bears that, because you are flying up, I think you can see that red one that maybe you couldn't see it before. So the one in the back you can now see. You also do notice there is a commotion coming from the town heading towards you. Just from your vantage point, you can kind of see it looks like there are 3 individuals headed this way.
Take care. We have a number of enemies, 4, 3 bears apparently, and another plant-based creature. And also it appears that the people from the village are also coming. May I suggest taking refuge in the structure nearby? Then I'll just...
Yes, and I will say for this structure, so there's a circular structure. It's the base of like a watchtower that used to be here a long, long time ago. It does not have a roof, but it does have walls. So if you go in there, it's about 5 feet of stone wall, maybe a little bit taller. Let's go 8 feet. 8 feet of stone wall, so you can stand comfortably behind it. On most of the way around, there is an empty door frame, so it's not like something you can close and barricade. Here, okay. As well as a ramshackle set of steps that go to nowhere because there's no next floor.
All
right. If Ardris, that is you finished.
Mm-hmm.
Otis, you are up.
Well, Otis is having a lot of different emotions going on. But hearing that, he's going to probably just go and try to help his friend. So he is going to move. Let me see this better.
And next to you, our dramatic ending of the last one is a newly formed something Nadine, something Azarath, a raven that is currently on fire and can't be moved around.
Like, I don't know what's going on with you, but I don't know, fire bears, trees, but walk around. I want to start blasting stuff. And Otis is going to move within 5 feet of Ardris.
Okay. To the back or the front?
5 feet behind Ardris.
Okay.
And as an action, he is going to cast Firebolt at the treant.
All right. Roll to hit, please.
All right, tree big boy. Let's see how we do. I can't have nice things. That's a 15 to hit.
A 15 just hits.
Oh, wow. All right, so that is going to be 2d10, I believe, on Firebolt. Yes, it is. 2d10 plus a d8 because of the enhanced bond. If it is, in fact, in effect.
It is in effect.
All right. Oh, not bad. Okay, that is 20 damage.
Hey, bud, as you do this, this being seems to be vulnerable to fire. It does more damage than you anticipated.
How much were we talking?
Effective.
Vulnerabilities mean double damage. You're good.
Oh, my goodness.
Anything else for your turn?
As a bonus action, Otis would like to signal to the bird thing if he can to move.
Yes.
Okay.
Where? Hold on. I think I didn't put this as controlled by you. How far can?
A maximum of 30 feet. And then it has its own action. Since I'm using
but you
my
have
bonus
to
action
use.
to move it.
Right. So it doesn't have its own action because don't you have to tell it be a bonus action?
If I don't tell it to do anything as a bonus
It does
action,
the
all it can do is
dodge,
dodge.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But since
All
I'm
right.
using my bonus action, I can move it and it has its action. And then that's it.
Oh, I thought movement was just the action.
It can move and take an action.
Oh, interesting. All right. It should be controlled by you now, so you can place
Excellent.
the token where you'd like.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna have to measure it because I'm trying to make a beeline. I'm trying to have the new bird creature make a beeline for the couple. Yeah, that's fine. So Otis will signal to this bird creature and somehow communicate to it to fly 30 feet from its current position closer to our lovely couple from the woods. So right about here.
Yeah.
And then as a free action, say, Hey, you two, head toward the bird.
You yell that, and Thoraine's like, I don't know, man. This is my path. I think I'm probably just going to keep fighting. Let's see who is next. Micah, you're up.
All right. So just to verify, Lorraine is right here, or which was Lorraine?
So the one in the wheelchair is Thorraine,
Lorraine.
and then his wife Estelle is right next to him.
Okay.
Oh, my
All
bad,
right.
Aaron. I didn't specify dodge action for the bird.
No worries. I just assumed.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So in that case, let's see. So Micah is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, right this direction. And he's going to open up his third eye and cast Fireball right at this spot, which should hit everyone except for Lorraine.
Remind me the range for Fireball.
30 feet radius.
If you fire it from here,
Yeah, and
it would hit both of your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
If you fire it from this square that you were aiming
Oh,
at, it would
15.
hit both
Okay,
of your friends.
Sorry, that was 15. So I have to move it. Let's see. So it's 60 feet, right? No, this is.
I tell you what, just make me a quick intelligence check.
Okay. Okay, so that's a 15 on the die, which would be 17.
With Ardris up in the air, kind of giving you an idea of the terrain, I know where you want to put this. You're good.
Okay.
You're not going to hit your people.
All right, cool. So he's going to go ahead and open up his third eye and then unleash a massive fireball right at the appropriate spot.
Let's go.
So
So
they
you
would-
need dex saves, yeah?
Yeah, that saving throw 16. And that is 86.
We're going to eat some fresh bear.
Ooh. Bad news. They all rolled really well.
Oh,
man.
Your buddy, the Forest Walker, will be taking no damage as it rolled a natural 20.
oh, wow.
Other ones for sure passed because they had natural 18s on the dice.
All right.
Is that half damage for fireball or no damage?
Oh, that's
It's
half.
half damage. It's half for the bears. It's just
Okay.
my rolling on natural 20s is if you roll natural 20 to save, you don't take any damage.
Yeah.
Roll natural 1, you get a little bit extra.
I ain't arguing with you on that nat 20.
All right, cool. Oh, I thought I had 2 more d6. Okay. It's up. All right, so we have so roll 10, 16, 19. 2 more. 20. 24 points of fire damage.
24 halved?
Yeah, half, so be 12.
Okay. Can do.
Mhm.
Wonderful. The bears don't look happy.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Anything else you're going to do?
let's see. Yep, that's it for his turn.
All right. Kellen, that should be you.
Owen will move here, and then I'm going to activate Chill Touch on the brown bear.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say an 8 probably does not hit, though, right?
Close, but no cigar.
Okay.
No hit on there.
Duck back behind this tree, then. Not able to use the hide action, but, keeping it between me and the enemies.
Cover is cover. Cover is cover. That is the end of
And with my bonus action, I do draw my dagger and activate it, just so.
Okay. Excellent. So it is now the bad guy's turn. So this bear, let me look at their movement speed really quick. Oh, they've got good movement. Five, 10, 15,
Killer tag
20,
because we're killing my mascot.
25.
Ooh.
It can get to you and is going to make 2 attacks.
They're both probably gonna hit.
We will see. Ooh, not great. Let me look at the pluses. +5. All right, so that's going to be a 16 and a 13.
They both hit. Well, my armor class is 13.
Me
16
beat it.
definitely hits.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to do. Oh no. We take 9 points of damage from the slash
Dang.
and 15 points of damage from the bite. Or I might have said this backwards. So 24 points of damage for you, Otis. Next up is going to be our next bear, which is going to move here and make an attack against him. That's 2 misses. Wonderful. Our blue bear is going to make an attack against Estelle. Oh, no, wait. Sorry. It is not the other bear. It's the forest walker. So this forest walker, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh boy.
Has 4 branch attacks.
Oh boy.
So I'm gonna say, Argvis, it's coming for you. You said you're 20 feet up? Ooh, I'm not gonna roll that. I will say, I mean, I think you're technically in range, but I'm gonna say because you're flying, I'm gonna give him disadvantage on these attacks. So I think that's just a fair way to settle that. First attack. Oh, I rolled a natural 20 and a 19. So I'm going to say that probably hits.
I mean, I would like to use my Ring of Shield to boost my AC.
What does that bring your AC? Unfortunately, that's still going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
The second, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Sorry, one more. I just need to see what I got to roll for damage. Okay, so it's going to be 10 points of damage. And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Ooh.
DC 14. Nice! All right, so it extends a second branch, this time not to attack you, but to wrap around and grapple you. And you're able to, as you're flying, just kind of duck and weave and get out from underneath it. So it fails. It's going to do it again. Roll me another DC 14 saving throw.
Why are you doing this?
Because you're flying, you're a target right in front of me.
That's a 4.
Okay, so this time you are grappled, which means that you'll have to make a strength saving throw in order to escape. Your movement is 0, but otherwise you can take actions as normal. And then it's going to make one more attack at... No, it's going to take another attack at you. This time as a straight roll because you are grappled. That will be a 20 to hit, which I think with your shield means it misses. So you are good for that. I did miss giving Thorane an attack of opportunity. So nope, he full misses. He's a little distracted by the bear directly in front of him. And I think we got one more bear to resolve. Yeah, the last bear attacks at Estelle. 1 hit for 14 points of damage.
Ooh,
Estelle looks a little bit hurt. All right, we are back up to the top of the order. Artros, it's you.
that bear hurt.
Good. Blow it up with fireball.
You could.
And those other people get hurt.
You could well, that's metagaming. Never mind. I didn't say nothing.
Would a ranged spell attack while it is holding me, that would still be at disadvantage, right?
it would not, because when you are grappled, your speed is 0. But I don't think it affects your ranged spell attacks.
But
So I'm
being
gonna say
within 5 feet gives you disadvantage on ranged attack rolls.
yes. If you are attacking the tree, yes, you will have disadvantage.
I'm just cast a lot of scorching rays at the tree.
All right, roll with disadvantage for however many a lot is.
Gonna be 3, so that means I should roll 60-20. So let me just roll them together because it's disadvantage. So the first one, second one, and then the third one. All right, so we got 5 plus 8, so 13 on the first one,
Miss.
17 on the second one,
Hit.
24 on the third one.
Miss. No, hit. You got 2 hits there.
All right, and it takes 4d6 total. So I'm just roll that. You got another 20 as well. So it takes a total of 23 damage as I almost rolled max damage.
Ooh, and you know what? That is, this is flame, yeah?
Yep, fire.
It is fire, so he is vulnerable. That did a massive chunk of damage to him. You can see that the branches that are holding you are holding strong, but a lot of its body is currently smoking because it is on fire.
I would also like to use my power surge feature to deal another 3 force damage
Yes.
to it.
Can.
I'll
Can
go
do.
in.
I think that is. I don't think I can do anything else, so I think that's the end of my turn there. Yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
Awesome. Otis.
Decisions. All right, first, I'll use my free action to talk some more if I can. Because this will determine how I go about this next sequence. All right. Otis is going to just say to the couple, the bird can get you out of here if you want out. You don't have to be in direct combat with the bears.
I mean, they're literally just bears. I feel like we fought bears before. It's not really a big problem. But I mean, if you really want to do something, it's up to you.
Yeah, Otis can definitely do something because this is going to help everybody out.
I feel like we are missing the very large tree that is in the middle of this. The bears are relatively minor.
Well, I only have 6 seconds, so I can't respond to that. But, okay. I'll do it.
Let's do it.
Action. I'm going to have bird fly in between the couple.
Okay.
And I'm using my bonus action to initiate that movement.
Okay.
And then use its teleport to get them out of there, since they are now willing.
All right.
So I can spot within 50 feet of where they were. And in the spot they were initially, since the bears are within 5 feet of the bird, once it teleports, they have to make a dex save. Against my
How many
spell
people can you
DC,
take?
which is, I think, 16. I know it's more than one. Let me look. Specific number. Up to which one creature? Oh, it's just within 5 feet. It doesn't specify as long as it's willing creatures within 5 feet.
Nice. Tell me.
But it can't be more than one. Yeah.
Where you want them?
I would like them
You just
to. I'm going to outdo it. I want to get them behind the tree if I can, or as close to this tree next to the live one, like a little bit of cover.
Sorry, if you could just ping me on the map, because I don't know which tree you're talking about.
Why isn't my ping working? I got select move. I got the wrong tool. Oh no.
You just gotta hold it to ping.
Oh, you just gotta hold it. Okay, like this area.
Okay. All right. So let's see. There's 5, 10. I think we could reasonably say they got here.
Yeah, that's exactly where I want it.
Okay.
And both bears have to make a dex saving throw against my spell save DC.
All right. One of them got a natural 20. The other one's a 16 plus.
My spell save is at 16.
Oh, then we're good. Did they take half damage or anything? I don't think so, right?
Yeah, if they succeed, they don't take any.
Okay. Unfortunately, those bears go unscathed, but very cool use of the teleport of your wildfire spirit. Nazarath is looking pretty good doing that. What else you want to do? Because that's your bonus action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to, as an action, shocking grasp this bear.
Okay.
And let me roll that. So this is melee spell damage. That's 14 plus 8. So that is a 21 to hit, I believe.
14 plus 8 would be 22, but it's still a hit
Can't
either way.
count. 22 to hit. Then. Okay.
How much damage?
Damage. Oh, so many tabs.
I feel you. I feel you.
This is 2d8. So let me roll that. So that's 8 damage total.
Nice. Very nice.
And then for movement, I'm going to have Otis go ahead and move toward this keep. 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So behind Micah, right next to the wall of the keep.
All right. Bear and the Forest Walker both get attacks of opportunity.
The bear doesn't,
Why not?
because the shocking grasp, if it's
Oh.
successful,
Oh.
you can't use a reaction.
Nice. All right. So our foresty thing is going to take 2 attacks of opportunity against you.
They gets 2 of them?
Yep.
I would have used it on. Oh, wow. Okay.
11's not going to hit, but I think an 18 will.
Yes, it will.
Okay. Let me see how much it is. It's 10 points of damage.
Okay. We're still up.
Yep.
That concludes Otis's turn.
Excellent. So you've taken 34 points of damage. Is that correct?
You better believe it.
All right. This should have happened before your turn, but I forgot because I had them at the bottom of the list. A commoner peeks their way down the bottom of the path here.
Oh, no.
Interesting thing is, I don't know what you guys are going to do about these guys. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going to make attack against you. I don't think that's going to hit. That's going to be a 12.
Does not hit.
All right. That's all that person can do. The end. Let me see who's next. Micah, you're up.
All right. So Micah, of course, his third eye open. You see him start to roll his hands around in an intricate pattern as a portal slowly opens up in front of him as he casts Summon Fae of the Fuming type to appear right behind him. And as he continues his spell casting, you notice his hands starts to go faster as he utilizes the Quicken spell to shift that Summon Fae into a bonus action. And for his action, he's going to use three Source Word points to do what was it called? called Bastion of Law. As you start to see wards appear around his body and a protective nature to keep him away from harm. And so with that, he's going to move away 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, which should still keep him line of sight to the tree at least. And then from there, I can't move the Fae just yet.
Yep, 1 second. Although you've used a bonus action and an action, can you move the Fae?
Yeah, the Fae has initiative on its own turn, so it just follows after me.
Go ahead and roll initiative for me, please.
It follows after me, so it shares my initiative, but it does its actions after my turn. So it's not like a bonus action creature like others folks. It's kind of like the Conjure Animals spell. But Conjure Animals actually have their own initiative, so this was kind of like an in between in a way. Interesting.
All right, it should be where you can move him now.
All right.
So you've retreated inside like the bottom hole of this little watchtower.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Fae is relatively close to the Forest Walker.
Yes.
Plan.
So the plan is he's going to use a bonus action to Misty Step right in front of him. The only reason why he's doing it is it gives him advantage on his next attack, and he's going to attack. All right, well, thank God for that advantage, because the first roll was an 8. But the next one was a natural 20, so I would take that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So that would be double dice, right?
Yes, or you can roll once and double. That's the way I like it.
All right. 6 plus 6. All right. Okay, 4, 8, 12, 15. 21 points of damage.
What kind of damage?
Okay, so if we were gonna break it up, 21 points of damage. Crap. Got it. I got it. 8 points is force.
Okay.
And the remaining is piercing.
13 is piercing?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, pretty good amount of damage.
Yes. And that's it for me.
Excellent. Before you go, Kellen, another commoner comes out of the woodwork.
Oh my gosh.
You may have noticed when this person tried desperately to hit you, not a lot of coordination, not a lot of strength. You, I would say, probably don't think they're going to be a... Where are you? Not on the right level. 1 second. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You know what? It's just scared. This guy's gonna go attack a bear.
Wow.
So this woman this woman that you saw like working in like a bakery or something, not a warrior in the slightest, just comes like charging out and like would happily go after one of you guys, but there's a bear right in front of her, so she goes in front of a bear. Let's see if she managed to hit anything.
Please don't get mauled.
Ooh, she does manage to hit the bear for 2 points of damage. That's a thing that happens. And that's the end of her turn. Kellen.
Is this square close enough to hit the tree? I can't really tell how the tree is supposed to be sized, so is this
tree
square
is
close
10
enough
feet.
to hit it?
No.
Where
like
do
it
I
goes.
need to be to hit it? Because it looks like it's 3 by 4.
Yeah, call it. Well, if you were here, actually, I think you could get. We'll call it 3 by 3 just to make it a nice square.
Can you just like draw a rectangle around the hitbox for me right now?
I can. Give me just 1 second.
Thank you.
1, 2.
I just don't really want to move and then find out that I can't hit it.
Right.
Okay.
There you go.
So I'm going to move 5. That'll provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yes, it will. Our poor little peasant whiffs and does not hit you in the slightest.
Okay. So that's 5, then 10. This is 20. 25, 30.
Yeah.
Now, do I have advantage?
From flanking?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Very nice. The face.
Okay. That is a natural 20 to hit this
Yeah, man is coming in clutch.
with green flame blade. So
Okay.
part of this damage will be fire.
Okay.
I will give you the fire damage separately.
Okay. And the other part is what kind of damage?
Part of it is slashing, and part of it is what is a dagger? Is it a slashing weapon or a piercing weapon?
Piercing.
Piercing, I think. Yeah, dagger's piercing.
Well, it has
is
resistance to piercing and slashing, so just let me know
from
those separate.
magical weapons as well.
Good question. I think
If it doesn't say non-magical, then it's all piercing.
let me double check. I think that it is not. It's got advantage on saving throws against non-magicals, but I don't think that the damage resistant is magical only or non-magical only. But that is okay because you're gonna kill it. Don't worry about it.
Wait,
Nice.
do I not get to roll to see the
No,
damage though?
you are rolling. You are rolling. I'm just saying the idea that you could get less than what you need to is unlikely.
So
Technically possible, but unlikely.
Underestimate.
that is 11 of it is piercing.
Okay.
11 more fire damage.
Yeah.
And 12, 15, 25 psychic.
Ooh, it is definitely not immune to psychic damage. It's interesting because almost any one of those, I mean, not the piercing, but the rest, either one of those would have taken it down. There's this weird combination of flame and psychic in which this forest walker suddenly has an existential crisis of like, but what am I? As it is burning and burning and burning. And it's like, wait, if I can be burned, you know what I mean? And it does not take any more attacks of opportunity. Ardris, you are flying, so you don't take fall damage. But this thing is very on fire. Give me a con save real quick.
Thirteen plus 6, so 19.
Ooh, 19 is very good. I will say that you will take half damage, so please take 11 points of fire damage. But the tree is no more. And in fact, I'm going to delete Mr. Tree off our map here.
That's the biggest threat. Now we just got bears that can
With
kill us.
my bonus action, I will also summon my Shadow Blade in my offhand.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. So the tree is now a flaming husk of detritus or detritus, however you pronounce it. We've got a couple bears, 3 bears, and 3 commoners left. This bear directly in front of the woman is going to attack her.
Oh no.
But she's gone. See you at the crossroads. Sorry.
She for sure is gone. She catches the
It was coming.
claw across the chest and is already dead before the maw chops her throat, chomps against her throat, and she's very dead. She's gone. Bye. With that, the bear is going to move. Oh, where though? I guess it's just going to keep going on this little peasant rampage. It's going to move 5 feet closer to our other peasants
no.
here. Speaking of, it's peasant time as the last of these commoners that Ardris saw heading this direction is now heading up the way. So let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. I guess they can't get to anyone else, so this commoner will also go for a bear.
Oh my goodness. What's suicide by bear?
I think that's
I
gonna.
just drop fireball on the whole group though.
Oh, that does hit. Wonderful. They do 2 points of damage against this bear.
Miracle, I guess.
Should I just drop fireball on this group of people real quick?
Then we've got 2 more bears. The first bear is going to make a line at. Actually, I think both these bears are going to come over here because they were already in combat with Thorane. We'll make some attacks at him. Miss. Oh no! Wait, hold on. 2 hits.
Mm-mm.
Pretty decent chunk of damage. So it's going to be 28 points of damage.
Ooh.
From 2 bites. I mean, by virtue of being in the wheelchair, his upper body is more in line with a massive bite, so he gets it pretty hard. But he is still he's still up and at it, so he doesn't stop. That's the end of our bear's turn. Do a couple other rolls in the background here really quick. Ooh, he returns it back pretty good. 1 excellent hit and a smite.
Nice.
And then Estelle.
Oh, he can smite?
Her hits.
But yeah, he was a paladin, right?
They're both paladin rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, actually, hold on. I gotta add up the damage really quick. That may have been enough. Yeah. Actually, it is enough that this bear goes away. This one, Estelle's going to take a couple swings at. And with a natural 20.
Woo, nice.
I think that's enough damage to get it. Let me double check which bear this was. Oh yeah, this bear was already injured. That is enough to kill it. Whew. That is the end of the bad guys' turns. We are at the top of initiative order. There is a single bear and 2 commoners on the board. What would you like to do? Ardris?
Scorching away the bear.
Please and thank you.
Well, we'll give the people a chance to survive. I'm just roll all 3d20s at the same time.
Well, release the Kraken.
Okay, so that is a 26, a 25, and an 18 hit.
Good Lord.
You're good. Roll some damage.
I get everything. So that's a
I mean,
60.
it's that extra 20 feet of height. It really helps you to kind of line them up.
So that is a total of 66. I don't have that many d6, so I'll go with roll 20. 28 total fire damage.
This bear is done. It's gone.
Try not to harm the people, then maybe either completely insane or under magical enchantment, and 50-50 cats. And he flies up 20 more feet, so he's 40 feet off the ground. Just
All right.
That's it.
It is this commoner's turn. And is this
They rolled
commoner...
that high on initiative?
Yeah, 20.
Wow.
The only reason they went past you last time is because I forgot that you were 19.
Okay.
As this bear is exploded in front of her, like just absolutely obliterated from the face of the earth, you just see kind of a blink. I'm going to roll a con save for both of them. Ooh. It looks for a second like she is regaining her mind, and then she's right back to this kind of aggro mode. She's going to move 5 5, 10, 15. Hey, Callan.
Oh dear.
That is
kill him some armor.
2 points of damage.
How do you know it
I
hits?
Oh, that's fair. Does a 19 hit?
It does, unfortunately.
Okay. I mean, she just has like she picked up one of the spears from the spear chucking like festival game, but it's very clear that like she's never used a spear in her life. So as she wields it, she's not like pointing you at the Pokeon. She's wielding it like a club and just kind of like whacks at you, but she's not very strong. It's 2 points of damage.
Was a spear throwing game with real spears?
There is. We didn't talk about any of the games, but there are many. They are
Real
in the back.
spears.
Survive. I see why people didn't survive this time period.
Otis.
Oh boy. All right, Aaron, you're gonna have to bear with me on this one.
All right.
Otis
I will
is
do my
going
best
to
to bear.
cast plant growth.
Okay, where at?
That's the thing about it. I basically got 150 feet of square area to work with.
Okay.
Where I can
What's the
pick
goal?
and choose.
What's the goal?
To basically reduce the movement speed of the people to 0, as well as keeping any other commoners from running forward. So I would like to grow foliage, like definitely along here, which that seems to be where they're coming from. And an area around here, around this guy. And an area around here. And don't worry, Kellen, I got you.
Give me just a moment to do a little bit of
I'll
research.
scratch that. Not 150, 100 foot radius.
100 is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay. Read me some text here. I know that there's 2 different. Oh, no,
Yeah,
wait,
there's the-
it finally loaded.
Okay.
Mm,
I'm using the first variant.
okay. You know what? This is too cool. This is too cool. You like Sleeping Beauty's castle, like prior this area, in which it becomes impassable. I'm gonna say like the southeast corner of this map is kind of leading towards the town, Twist Junction. You fully encase this area all the way to, I mean, where do you want it to stop? Because it's going to just extend the other way as far as the rest of it goes.
Just extend to enough of a point where you definitely got these 2 civilians like under control. They can't move. They can't harm anyone else.
Mhm.
And that's it, because he can choose where to grow and where not to grow within the radius.
Yeah, do you want it to extend back towards the town or to block off that path?
Yes. Stand back toward town.
Awesome. These people are weaklings. Once you've done this, you've effectively nullified them. They cannot get out of this plant growth. They don't have the skills or the strength. You've also blocked off the way towards town, which is pretty good because Ardris, from your perspective, you can see there were more commoners coming up the road. Similar to these poor souls, they don't appear to have any martial training whatsoever, but they've got this gleam in their eye, like something's going on. Every once in a while, one of them will kind of shake it off, and it turns, like you've got a group of 8 or so. One of them, you see, they kind of shake it off, and then it turns from this aggravated, kind of aggression to fear, and that person immediately begins booking it the other way, tries to find somewhere to hide. It's an interesting, juxtaposition. It seems to be fear or some sort of negative motivation that's making this happen. But due to Otis's plant growth, none of them can get here just yet.
Why does this village have so many weapons in it? I'm confused. Is that normal for humans in this section of the world?
Yes. This is yes.
Thorane and Estelle, we are out of initiative. Thorane and Estelle come over to you guys, and they're like, Thorane turns to you and is like, all right, Daz, appreciate the help. I mean, I think we had it pretty well covered, but I mean, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You did indeed have it very well under control. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. This is unusual.
Otis doubts. He has a very smug look on his face.
This is unusual because, I mean, they didn't come from the path. You can see, and you look over, the path's wards are still up. But there's only so far outside of the path that extends. Like, if you come to the edge of the forest, the entirety of the forest is not wrapped in these wards. It's just the path.
Mm.
And he's like, it's so strange. I've never heard of them coming out of just the forest heading towards the city. I mean, town, whatever. I thought it was pretty safe that way.
But did they seem to come in the same direction as the thing, the seal ward?
Yes, if you were looking on a map, you would say the seal would be to, on our map right here, to the northwest. This is actually upside down. South is ahead of you. So it would be to the southeast, but in the top right corner of the map we're talking about.
Right. Well, these things may become a bit more frequent. But before that, do you have any idea on how to help these people?
Does anybody have a diamond?
Diamond. Sorry, I gave y'all literally everything I had last time we were talking, so no diamonds here, unfortunately.
Out of character, Otis in fact has Revivify.
If you don't have a diamond, you don't got a diamond.
Right.
Wasn't there dust that did that?
We have gem dust.
The gem dust can be used as a substitution for spell components. So if you want to use, what is it, 300? What is it for Revivify? How big is it? 300?
I think it's 300. Yeah.
I don't know that you have a bunch of it left, but
I'm looking.
I thought we had enough.
We got 400 gold pieces worth of gem dust. Yeah.
So you got enough for one.
I'll just hand him the sack with the dust in it. Try this.
Out of character, y'all really feel it's worth it?
Out of character, no. In character, he's not going to say that.
We're not speaking out of character right now, unfortunately.
All right.
Ellen just kind of shakes his head and starts looking around, expecting other enemies.
All right. Well,
Mr. Otis, was it?
What?
What are you planning to do here?
Trying to revive that one peasant that died from a bear attack.
If you're going to, I don't think that's a very long timeline. You have approximately, and then Kellen will state the number of seconds that he has to make a choice.
Yeah, you got like 26 seconds left. I don't know that that's the best idea. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do, but my faith is that things die when it's time, things live when it's time. There may be unusual circumstances, but I believe that, well, I don't know. If you strongly feel this is what you got to do, I mean, I'm not going to try to stop you or anything.
Kellen just looks at Otis. He's like, remember, time to grow up. You make the call. And he's just ignoring them completely.
Fine, but leave him.
It's your call. It's your magic.
Jeez, just nobody needs to die to bears.
They will not need controlled.
You have seconds left. I need an official. Are you?
He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
All right. Thorane kind of. It's interesting because you can tell Thorane has quite a bit of magic behind him as he wheels his wheelchair through your plant growth, which should be like pretty impossible given the way that it's set up. But he's just kind of like slashing through it directly in front of where he needs to go. And he wheels over to where her body is and picks it up and wheels it back out. And he's like, "Well, don't worry about it. We'll take care that she gets proper funeral rites and everything." What's y'all's plan? Because if you're wanting to go back to town, I'd say maybe you oughtn't. But
this is as good a time as any to get out of here.
We've checked the path. The path is safe if you can get in and out. It's going to be the in and the out that's the problem. Apparently.
We could always go and check on that seal. I have a feeling that is what's causing this problem. But it may be a bit too much for our abilities.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried that if this is what is coming out of it and making its way all the way to town, it's going to be a lot worse near the source.
Sorry, did you say a seal?
No.
All right, I get it. Some of you city folk, you got this idea like we can't take care of ourselves. But if there's danger around here, I need to know it.
There's obviously danger around here. You just saw that things are coming out of the forest now. And as is proven, and he will gesture at the body that they're holding, you might be able to protect yourselves, but when push comes to shove, it's hard to save everyone.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong there. But that's always been true. But if you know of specific danger, I mean, we could use a heads up.
Were we ever told not to tell people about the seals?
I mean,
It was recommended.
Old Kellen wasn't giving you any, like, you must do this. So, I don't know.
I mean, we told you about a hanging tree in the middle of the forest. That seems like a specific issue.
Yeah,
Maybe it's near there.
Most trees don't move around, you see. And so when this one came walking out and it had its little squad, its little posse of bears here, that was a bit concerning. I mean, that's pretty new. So what you're telling me is you're not going to tell me anything except that I should go on a dangerous quest to find it out for myself. Because otherwise, how am I going to protect people?
You absolutely should not do that. I feel as if you should focus on the saving the people who have lost their minds at the moment. I feel like that is the most immediate problem for you and your people.
Well, I mean, problem is, like, I'm not a, what do they call them, a psychologist? I can't fix people's brains. I just I watch the path. I'm a path keeper.
Orange is going to cast Cure Wounds while this conversation is going on himself.
All right. You do so.
This is going to cast Dispel Magic on the lady that tried to stab Kellen.
All right.
I'm about to say, on my Cure Wounds, why?
No healing.
Here's Artis's heel turn right here. Artis is like, nope, we're not having this conversation. There's no healing in Wonderland. Let's go.
The way to practice magic is by casting new spells in new circumstances, and I've never tried to counterspell a member of my own party before, so
as you cast the spell magic on this person, I will say that allows them to reroll their save.
That's 2d8 plus 5 for me, just letting you know, Aaron.
Awesome. They successfully save, and as they do, you see that, again, she's kind of just blinking, and this time it seems to take. And she looks around, she's surrounded and kind of semi-grappled by plants everywhere. Kellen is directly in front of her with a mild bruise that is maybe not even visible from her attempted to, like, pinata you. And she's just kind of looking around, and she looks very confused and very, very timid.
It is possible to help them.
Well, it sounds like that's a pretty good case that you ought to help them, honestly.
Wow. What kind of paladins?
I am not the protector of the city. I thought that was your responsibility.
I'm not the protector of this city either. Also, city's kind of a bit of a misnomer. It's a town at best. But no, I'm the protector of the path, and you'll notice path is protected. I just happened to be here because I was going to go down to the festival.
I feel like that is a very literal understanding of your instructions. Nothing.
Well, I reckon if you want me to abandon my duties and become the paladin of what was this place called, Twisty? If you want me to call paladin of Twist Junction, then all right, I guess I'm not a pathkeeper anymore. I'll just do what the child, my apologies, the only adult among children says. I mean,
so you're saying you want us to explain to you what's going on, but you're also saying the only part of your job is that you're to protect this path, and you've also confessed a lack of understanding in arcane magic. So basically what you're saying is, even if we told you, there would be nothing that you could do with that information.
Oof.
That's not true. I already told you, we got ways of communicating. I'm trying to warn every other pathkeeper as well. I gotta make sure that no one else is in trouble.
So that they can stick to their duties and only protect the path instead of where the danger is? I'm just very confused.
All right. I feel like we're getting off of several wrong feet here, a couple fingers pointing. Let's try one more time. My duty ain't to the city. My duty's to, like, not just like the literal path, but this area. And I got a whole like system of like fellow people who help me out to do this. You tell me where the danger is, I can work on focusing on that danger in order to protect these people. I can't just sit around here and ignore the rest of my duties though. So it's not a matter of I don't care about these people, it's that I have other things I gotta do. If you can give me a little bit of information, I'm very happy. Take that information, give it to people who, granted, are much smarter than me, because that's not what my ability's at. And then, with that information, we can work on doing something about it. I mean, or what? Like, what's your alternative here?
Helen is going to go over and try to whisper something to Ardris.
Ardris, did you come down?
I will, because the spell will run out eventually, so I will float to the ground.
I go to try to whisper something in Ardris's ear.
All right.
I don't think it's harmful for them to know, but I'm sort of worried they'll get themselves killed.
I believe
What do you think?
Absolutely, I agree. I believe they will absolutely get themselves killed. But they are very insistent, so we could tell them and see what happens. It wouldn't be our fault, technically.
And then Kellen will turn to them. Okay, look. Have you ever heard of the Strife?
That is an excellent question. Let me roll a quick history check. No, sure haven't. I mean, I've heard of Strife, but not the Strife.
Very, very long time ago, there was some kind of plague or cataclysmic event of destruction, and a bunch of people came together at the call of duty to leave whatever their jobs were supposed to be, and instead go to use age-old magics from even before their time in order to create seals that would lock away this crazy cataclysmic plague event. It's been supposedly 500 years since that happened. The only trouble is, as I tried to explain to you when it came to your pass, and you explained the maintenance that sometimes needs to be done on the strange nodes that compose your protections on this path, the seals, the places of power where the spell was locked in, are failing. And it doesn't seem like very many people know about it. But we've already sealed one of them away. Boosted the power, at least temporarily. But he gestures at the dead tree carcass. Seems like it might be getting worse.
Estelle pipes up this time. And she's like, okay, if I understand, there are places that are sealing something very bad. And one of them is in this forest.
A cataclysmic plague-like event. Yes.
I'm just going to keep it at very bad. And you think that because it is sealing something bad, it's making the area bad?
No, I think that the seal is waning and it's allowing the bad stuff to come through.
Okay. Can we fortify the seal like we fortify the road?
Can I roll an Arcana check?
Yeah, roll an Arcana check, but
Because I did interact with it specifically, but I only have arcane magics, so I have no idea how it would react. 28.
Help him? Oh, never mind.
very nice, very nice. You believe that both divine and arcane magic would work in this scenario. You remember that you diversified the kind of magic you were putting in, and that it took 10 circles to reach like whatever this neutral state was at Phobos. You're not sure you're not sure which part of those things is what made the difference. Was it the diversification? Was it the level of spell? Was it a combination of the two?
Well, it seems like it would probably do something if you could use your magics and the divine power granted to you to try to fortify the seal. I think right now that getting to it would be the hard part. The one that we found was protected by creatures similar to this that we had to destroy in order to make our way there. But it didn't seem as crowded as this one seems to be.
All right. I think Estelle's probably getting this more than I am, but I appreciate that we're getting some information here. Can you tell us, where exactly this seal is?
We can.
And you see that Estelle gets out her little... Remember, she doesn't have a map. She's got a path trail marker that she's put different information. You can see it still has listed where you guys came from in terms of where you came out of the path. She's like, well, I mean, if you can give us even a general location, that would help. Thank you.
If I do, you have to promise me that you will not go alone. Call your allies.
I promise you that we will not go alone. We will call for help.
What's up, Argus?
Perhaps just incredibly reckless to tell them that I am 99% sure they won't listen. Perhaps we should assist them.
He'll look.
Thought you wanted to go home.
How do they react to that proposition?
Both of them seem to not like it. Or at least they look hesitant.
I absolutely want to go home, and I would much rather do that, but it would be a terrible thing for me to leave a group of people in harm's way, especially after I have at least partially put them in the harm's way by telling them where the very dangerous place is. And I find it hard to believe that the people will manage to not go there, or that there won't be a more dangerous tree creature that comes marching out of the forest and smashing the very unprotected town folk to death.
Argus, Estelle turns to talk to you, and as she's looking at you, you can see where she took that hit in battle, and you can see that this hit would have brought you almost to unconsciousness. It was a pretty solid hit. She doesn't seem so bothered by it. You get the opinion that the reason there's only two of them traveling around doing all of this stuff is because they're pretty competent in terms of like being paladins or being rangers. And as she turns to you, she's like, I'm Mr. Ardris, right?
That is correct.
I have given my promise. We will not go alone. I take seriously how much danger this is in. I want you to imagine how bad I would feel if a group of children went into a dangerous scenario and were harmed. Surely you can recognize, as talented as your companions are, I believe you said you were the adults looking after their well-being.
I am indeed. However, I am about to lead them on a cross-country trek where there are a group of 4, hopefully marching through multiple countries, all with different political beliefs, on our own. So they are going to be in danger regardless. And no offense, but what would you do if either of you were affected by the same madness that are affecting them?
Well, right now, my first priority is to, in fact, get more backup. So we will be removing ourselves from this situation as much as we can. We also, she looks a little bit sad for a moment. She's like, we also have plans for when the worst happens. We always have.
Your intentions are to allow more people to die, is that correct?
No. My intentions are to not throw myself on a pyre and then insist that everyone should be grateful for the burnt offering. Sacrifice for sacrifice's sake is worthless.
Perhaps it would do something to assuage my companion's concerns if you were to tell us a bit more about your allies. Who are they? Are they all paladins? Would you be able to place call to those with arcane leanings?
The vast majority are paladins or rangers, a few druids, but we are pretty well connected. This area is remote, which is why, it's just the 2 of us because it's a remote area kind of out of the way. Further to the south, we have connections with actual cities and their knowledge. I believe that we could bring quite a few allies with us if we were needed.
Are you capable of long-distance communication?
Slow, but yes.
How slow are we talking?
Well, I guess you can watch. And she leads you into the mouth of the path, if you're willing to go.
Sure.
As she does, all right. As she does, it's the equivalent of sending. You watch as she holds her holy symbol up to this kind of shimmering, semi-translucent wall of magic that is out there. And as she does, it's similar to sending. It's got that range message. But when she finishes, there's a flash of light, and then you watch as this light begins to wave down the path. Faster than going yourself for sure, but this is not instant communication. It's going to travel like a telegram. It's going to travel across, and then a message will have to be sent back.
Messages along the path. Yes.
But we have various, what would you call them? Trunks. So if you imagine each of these paths are like the root system of this, they merge into these various trunks and then again away into branches. So we have various places where information can be collected and then sent out again to speed up this kind of communication time.
But you are unable to send a message to someone not in this forest.
It goes beyond this forest. like I said, there's okay, trunk didn't make sense. See, let me try again. Node. Does that make more sense? This is just one path from one node that connects to other paths which connect to other nodes.
Are you able to send a message to a person in a different country? Primarily, I don't know, my home by chance? I don't believe you're able to do that.
No.
The trees told me everything was connected in that grove.
That is, that's mostly true there, Mr. Otis. Like, everything, honestly, is connected. I mean, water cycles and all that, you know. But in terms of our personal relay, we've got some messages that go into Aresia, some that go into Gorgon. Not much further than that, though. I mean, we could get runners from Gorgon heading towards maybe Cadwin or Voltaine. I guess we'd go all the way into Therantomia, although that doesn't normally happen. But as in terms of like what's already set up, it's just, you know, it's kind of the local area.
What do you all think? Should we leave them
nice.
Should we leave them to their decision and continue on our way, or should we attempt to do what we can to assist them?
According to the bird, they can handle themselves.
You see, Mike, he's been holding the hand of the face spirit that he's been summoning for the entire time. And he
that's adorable.
And then when he looks up, he just says, I want see mommy.
Otis is smiling.
And as a final warning, do not go to that place. But it is your decision. I will take care of these people here. Are you all ready to go?
Otis nods.
Yes.
Yes.
A heads up. It is better to be unnoticed. And let's go.
So just to clarify, you are going down the path to the south, correct? Or are you going
we're going to have to circle around. I mean, if you want to cut back through town, Otis can make that possible without having to cut through the plants.
Whichever would, because I'm not looking at the map now, my cardinal directions are all messed up. Whichever one was the one that took us up through the country and then, are back around.
That was him, wasn't
it? About that. I know that I was the one who spoke up about us going north, but he'll show Argus the map. After our recent encounter, I'm beginning to think, and then he'll tap the ones that are along the way. It might be worth traveling south. I think you were right.
All right. Well, so let's head towards Gorgon.
Otis looks relieved.
Does Micah seem like cool with that decision as well?
Yeah, he doesn't mind either way. He doesn't really understand the full purpose of either location, just as long as he got to see mom.
So at this point, he's just like, I want to be moving forward. I want to be going towards where we're supposed to go, not like going off into the woods to this random place.
Pretty much. Yeah. I can say, Otis has had a bit of an impression on him about trying to express like, and one of the key things he definitely noticed, one of the few things he discovered was that he truly wanted to see his mom. So he's like, he's going to hold on to that. That's the only thing that he knows so far that he likes or he wants.
Excellent. So as our heroes make a snap decision to head south instead of north, keeping inside of this warded path as they head their way towards Gorgon, I think this is a good spot to take a break.
Woo-hoo! That was nice. Wait,
Well
what?
done on the combat. Well done.
Well,
We made it.
we made it. So thank you all so much again for coming by. We definitely appreciate the support. If you like what you see here and would like to discuss about the campaign, you can join us at our Discord, which the link will be in the chat below, where we have a spoiler as well as a non-spoiler section. Of course, fan art is always appreciated. If you ever want to talk with the cast about the characters or discuss about our ideas of what's happening in the future of the campaign, you can definitely join us there. And we will be back within 10 to 15 minutes for the second half of Rivenwood Academy. Farewell for now.
Hell yeah.
All right. And we are now back for the second half of Rivenwood Academy. And so with that said, Eric, take it away.
All right. Our party has decided to head south through the warded path, heading from Dolendor towards Grogan. What I need to know from you guys is, how are you traveling? Are you trying to go quickly at a normal pace? Are you going slow and cautious? What's the plan?
Definitely not slowly.
I think I would probably suggest a quick pace, at least while we're on the path. Right? Like, while we have this protective barrier, if something's going up, we should at least have some sort of like a more of an indicator of what's going on. So we ought to be all right, I think.
Yep, I agree. Quick on the
Excellent. What kind of order are you going in?
Otis should technically go first. He's getting the best perception.
Argus would go in the middle to keep an eye on everyone.
I'm not sure where Michael would be at.
I'd say you're probably in the middle with Ardris. Kellen probably is going in the back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are you going to allow Thorane and Estelle to travel with you for a bit?
I'll take it.
I think we're not like come with us, but if they just happen to be also following the path, we probably wouldn't just be like, no, you can't hang.
Right.
There were a few hostile vibes in the last conversation,
You
but
can't
they
sit
do.
with us.
They do. They're not going to go all the way with you, but for the first part of this journey, they are coming with you because this is kind of their leg, and they need to make sure that there hasn't been any problems with the ward. So they're going to check all of these as we're going forward. Otis,
Do they seem like upset with us over the conversation, or once everything cools down, do they like mostly seem good?
I don't know. Make an insight check.
Actually, that's pretty freaking good. 22.
Ooh, that
Excellent.
is pretty freaking good. No, they don't seem to harbor any ill will towards you. Like, they understand it was a stressful situation to come out of, and also your children, so you get an extra boost of leniency. They do seem to be kind of like they're taking the rear so that they can watch your backs. They seem to be more keeping to themselves than walking in the middle of your group. So, like, you don't get any like, oh man, we're stuck like watching kids, or like, man, these kids suck. But they are just slightly more reserved about it.
Yeah, Kellen's fine with that. He mostly just like doesn't want to anger the only other people who know about the seals so far, at least that we've told about the seals. You know, telling them all the information and then like angering them feels like it would have been bad. But he's okay with them mostly keeping to themselves. So we just keep traveling on.
As we go forward, Otis, could you please make me a D100 roll?
Roll well.
Otis, are you there?
I am here.
Roll a D100 for me.
Oh, that's what you want me to do. I'm sorry. Like, I literally heard roll D100. I didn't know that was in reference to someone.
The internet causing problems. You know, where we got thunderstorms, all that kind of stuff we're dealing with. So please bear with us. But thank you.
I rolled a 90.
Ooh, very nice. So your first day of travel goes pretty uneventfully. You do have Nazareth, or whatever we're calling your bird now, kind of scouting up and down in front of you. So they do, they're going ahead of you a little bit, and then they'll circle back behind you a little bit, kind of doing these big paths through there. You don't see, you don't meet anyone because that makes sense. The path was closed. You wouldn't expect to see anyone here. You don't see any, creatures or anything else on the path. So the wards seem to be doing what they are designed to do. And your first day of travel goes relatively uneventfully. Then you started a little bit later in the day because you already had this big battle and everything. But eventually it is time to kind of bed down for the evening if you're going to stop. And you get pretty close to the campsite where you very first came in. After you had seen that terrible tree and they'd taken you to a campsite in order to decompress and heal. So you end up there, and as you end up there, Thorane turns to the group and is like, well, this is about as far as we're going to go, but you're absolutely welcome to bed down for the night. And we can cook up some stew.
I won't say no to free food.
Let's take some time, give you a rest. No need to rush.
All right. So they set up their campsite up again. They get some food going. They, like the first time you were there, take watches throughout the night so that all of you can get uninterrupted sleep. Is there anything you wish to accomplish before you go to bed?
Oh, you know Otis does.
Otis, what's up?
I'm spending a first level spell slot to cast Speak with Animals. And we're talking to this new bird creature.
All right. So the bird kind of is sitting there, you're next to the fire. The bird is also on the ground next to the fire and seems to really enjoy it there.
Oh no, how bad?
Sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Yeah, we couldn't catch you.
Am I back?
I think so. Oh, breaking in and out.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, bird landed near the fire. Otis is next to fire, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, Eric.
No,
And then let us go.
not at all, not at all.
So Otis right away is just gonna go like, well, that's odd. You don't normally like to be near the fire.
Yeah, but I kind of am the fire now.
What? You don't sound like Rad. What's going on? You're not Nadine either. What?
I don't know. Do you know my name?
Well, I know both your names, but I guess you're something new now. So, do you want a new name or you want one of your old ones? I don't know how this works.
I don't know. This has never happened to me before.
Which me are you talking about?
Yes.
I mean, can you still do that mimicry thing that you imitate voices? Can you like talk normally? Can you speak common? And Otis will say that in common. Can you speak common?
And you hear in Azeroth's voice, can you speak common?
Well, that answers that.
Yeah.
How did you even find me? Last I saw you, like, the school exploded and you were somewhere around the rocks, and then we teleported magically. And then you got hit by a rock. Which trees?
We're all connected.
You know what? He's got time. Otis will cast Speak with Plants on the nearest tree.
The nearest tree is behind a barrier.
Well, never mind. Not risking it.
Okay.
Like, I would, but it's kind of dangerous right now.
Yes. A lot of the world is dangerous right now.
So you know about that too?
A little bit. Yes.
What do you know, whoever you are?
I remember tree and the fire. I remember it twice. That's weird. I think I remember both me's.
That is weird. You think once would be enough?
Which me is me?
You act like I know the answer to that.
Okay.
So what do I do now? You telling me I could do this? And then he'll do prestidigitation and make a small flame appear in his hand. And you won't fly away from me no more?
This bird, whatever you decide to call it, like flitters up into your hand and kind of like nestles in. It seems mildly disappointed it's not a real flame.
Otis is a little weirded out as far as how he knows his best friend and his history with Nadine. He is just like tripping out because it's both of them and neither of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And with his low intelligence, it's not like he can exactly get, well, it's not low, but his limited intelligence, it's not like he can get a grasp on what's occurred.
I mean, even with high intelligence, I don't think this would be easy to get your head around.
I mean, there's also wisdom to it, so, which is really high. Okay. For Otis to pick up on anything unusual about his new companion, would that be animal handling or nature, if I were to roll that, or insight?
Unusual. I mean, I feel like you know most of the unusual stuff just by perception. It looks like Azeroth, except also there's flames inside of the eyes, and when you activate that enhanced bond, as Azeroth was flying earlier and doing the teleport, I mean, their raven body was surrounded by flame. And you know how the voice sounds not quite like either of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the memories is kind of both of them. Like, I'm not sure, like, you tell me, what else unusual would you be looking for?
Like any like patterns in her feathered down, like anything that would look unusual for like Azarath. Because she's probably gone dormant by now. So this would probably be the most raven as this creature ever would look.
Okay, go ahead and we'll call it nature.
Okay, you got it. Because Otis is trying to process a lot.
For sure.
Oh, so close to a nat 20. That is 21.
The markings on this raven are identical to Azarath.
Mm. Yeah, this is a lot for him to take in. That's for 21. Okay. He just like, well, do you remember dying?
Are you mad at me?
Azarath never. Nadine, I mean, I'm scared of her. You, I don't even know you. Not really. I mean, kinda.
You know me.
How do you sound so sure?
I can feel it.
Yeah, whatever's going on, I feel whatever it is too, but I mean, I saw my friend get hit by a rock and fall to the ground and then burned. Then all of a sudden you're flying around on fire, but you ain't turning into roasted chicken or nothing.
Yes.
That don't happen every day.
Yes, you're right.
And then it's like I'm talking to a combination of the two of you, where it's like my Wrath could talk, but it was real fragmented. And Nadine was really smart, but couldn't talk.
Okay.
Now, all right, clarifying question, Aaron. Is this conversation still happening in Bird?
That's a really good question. Except for the part where you switched into common. This has all been in like kind of that Sylvan, Aran, whatever language that you're using for speak with animals. When you switch into common, Azarath switched into mimicry.
Now, here's the caveat, because now she is a much smarter creature.
Oh, yes, she is.
He's like, well, then Otis will go like, what about the kid, Jesse and Mike? Can you talk to the kid?
Azarath flies out of your hand and over to Micah and is kind of looking at Micah. Hi.
Oh. Are you with us now?
With us. Now.
Well,
you are with us now.
Me?
You.
Yes? Yes?
Yes. You are with us now. So what you're getting out of this conversation as you're watching Otis is that Azarath is still using mimicry, but is able to rephrase the words instead of just only repetition, and seems to have a longer timeline for being able to use those words.
Ooh, okay. So it's like mimicry plus. It's not full blown. I know the common language.
Right.
Because she can understand, as the wildfire spirit, she can understand the entirety of common.
Yes. And you are getting the opinion as she's talking to Micah. She knows what Micah is saying.
Okay. That's a lot. Oh boy. Like, Otis is a lot to get used to. And then he'll be like, hey, bird.
Bird.
In bird. Like he'll say it in bird so they can have the expanded conversation and vocabulary.
Yes, I am a bird.
You remember the night horses I had with Nadine?
Yes, we remember them.
What was that about?
A message?
Well, what was the message about? What did it say? What you trying to tell me?
The message wasn't from me.
Well, who was it from?
I don't know.
Otis face palms.
What's my name?
All right, I've got to roll this then. Let me roll this. Just evens and odds. Evens, pick from an existing name. Odds, new name. Odds, new name. I don't know. I'll call you. Yeah, it would be disrespectful.
Smash the two names together.
Nazareth is actually really good.
I am Nazareth.
Well, you got a name now, Nazareth, so I just don't know what to make of you.
Nazareth flies from where she was in front of Micah over towards Kellen. Kind of like does that hoppy bird thing where she's on the ground, but she's like hopping closer and closer to him.
Hello, little creature.
Hello.
Can I help you?
I can help you.
What can you help me with?
I can help you with...
Can you show me?
I can show you. And as Azarath kind of flies above Kellen, there's like this gentle glow off of Azarath, and Nazareth, and it kind of gives dim light in a small area.
Does that consume a spell slot or something?
It does not, but it is at Nazareth's will, not yours. If you command it, it would require using like the wildfire spirit kind of stuff. But
Understood.
Nazareth is an intelligent creature, as you're finding out.
Well, Otis has always seen Azarath as like having, a semblance of intelligence, but he was still like, she's still a bird because they would talk through the years. But it's like, this is different.
Nazareth starts slowly reducing altitude over Kellen and gets really close to your shoulder and says, I can?
You can.
And perches on your shoulder, still giving off this light. It's dim light, and you do not feel any heat with it.
Nazareth, do you like light?
I like light.
Do
you like Nazareth?
I do, and he'll say the command word for the light ring. Make it go.
What's the command word for the light ring?
Is Nazareth asking, or are you asking?
Aaron is currently asking.
You had like a twinge of like the Nazareth voice. So I
Kinda
was like, how smart is this bird? Does the bird know how to break through the fourth wall?
Potentially.
It would be the celestial word for light.
Do you wanna give an idea of what that word is?
It feels odd for me to be able to create a celestial word in your language, and I was not prepared for that. What's coming to my mind is a blatant ripoff off of the Latinese from a popular series. What about like Luminari?
Sure, Luminari works for me. So, as you say it, your light ring goes off, and you see Nazareth's head kind of goes to the side, and she again kind of goes a little bit higher and is like, Luminari, and then gets brighter.
My bird is glowing.
And then dims back again and lands back on your shoulder for a bit.
Kellen looks at Otis actually with like a look of splendor in his eyes, like he's just enjoying this so much, and he's like, Otis, your bird is the coolest creature that I've ever met. Nazareth, you're the coolest creature I've ever met.
You are the coolest I have ever met.
Why you gotta say that? I thought I was the coolest.
But she flies back to Otis. I thought I was the coolest.
Otis just sighs. He's just like, at least I got my friend back, I think.
I am your friend back. I think.
So that's a yeah.
Yeah.
And Otis looks at Kellen. He's like, well, if you need to think about something harder, like I could enhance your abilities before I hit the hay or something.
Well,
He's offering enhanceability to you.
I do have a project that I've been working on.
So Otis will walk over. He'll use a spell slot, not his ring, and go enhanced ability.
I assume you're doing Fox's gunning?
Yes, I am.
While you're doing that, Nazareth flies over to Ardris. I think.
You exist.
I exist.
She is a new party member. There's no way around it.
Something you need.
Is there something you need?
I see you are unable to speak clearly. And Ardris would be smart enough to do this, but I am not. He will attempt to have the conversation in a way that will leave the maximum amount of possible words that the bird can say at the end of like each period of time.
So you go full like graded reader where you're like listing the 100 most used words and then asking a question.
Basically, like he's doing it in the course of the actual conversation, but he's like leaving, like he's guiding the conversation so that way there are the most amount of mimicry word-based words possible.
Interesting. What kind of questions or statements are you wanting to talk to Nazareth about?
He's just getting an idea of how aware she is of herself. So kind of, who are you? What do you want to do? What do you know? That kind of thing.
I am Nazareth. I am a bird. I think I exist. Can I help you? I can help you. I can
That's
show
my
you.
girl.
How?
And again, she like lights up to provide this dim light for you in this area.
Although that is very impressive.
Luminari, and gets brighter.
Very good. However, perhaps you should keep your light a bit dimmer since it is the evening and we are in a forest. And it would be a bit unwise for us to be spotted by other people.
It goes back to dim.
There you go. I am glad to see you are in good health.
I am glad to see you.
Thank you, my friend.
I am glad to see my friend.
Could you do me a favor?
I can do you a favor.
Could you go and tell them it is time for them to be going to sleep now, please?
Go to sleep now, please. And immediately, Nazareth takes off, goes and lands on Otis's shoulder. Tell them, go to sleep now, please.
Hey, go to sleep now or whatever.
Otis,
What?
go to sleep now, please.
Otis raises an eyebrow because Otis is like, if you know me, you know what my response is going to be.
I don't know that Azarath has the words that I want to say.
Wait, say it so that you can teach it to her.
I do what I want.
You do what you want. Go to sleep now, please. You want, go to sleep now, please. You do, go to sleep now, please.
Like, ever since you got smarter, now you got telling me what to do.
I'm telling you. Go to sleep now, please.
Love it.
And
Yeah, Otis is
eventually, I think everyone's going to end up taking a rest at some point. Does anyone else besides Nazarath and her mini tricks have something they want to do before bed?
I want to use my enhanced ability to get an hour's worth of enhanced work in on my project. I'm going to be, is the path lit enough for me to like read?
There's
Reading, right?
really low light at where these wards are.
Excellent. I expected
But
you
there's
to
a
say something like
campfire
that.
as well.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my backpack and 2 sticks, and I'm going to poke 1 stick into the ground so that the backpack is holding it up,
Okay.
and then use the other stick to prop open the bag over the top of that,
Okay.
and then I'm going to cast light on one of those sticks to create myself a directional lamp that only goes down and doesn't spread too much outside of the burlap.
Ooh. From across the way, you hear Nazareth be like, Luminari. Seems to be
Otis is
mostly
alcohol
asleep.
Yeah.
Mostly asleep, but like recognizes the light and just like, Luminari.
Nazarath is my new favorite character.
Mine too.
Happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. All right, talk to me about this project.
It was the one that I started when I had a brain blast. I think it was the last episode because of enhanced ability being used on a certain other character, lending it to me. I want to continue that work now that I've been taken back to the place of my mind is moving faster than it ever possibly can, and Kellen just like loves that.
Sorry, are we talking about the box or are we talking about the other?
Well, in this case, I have Fox's cunning, right? So it's my intelligence that's like going wild. Yeah, so he would focus on the formula that he started designing from scratch.
Very, very, very cool. Roll me an Arcana check. Actually, roll
You want something different this time?
Yeah, if it's a skill, I don't think it counts. I would have had to cast guidance on you.
No, it counts.
Oh, okay.
Skills are ability checks.
Okay.
Well, I'm just wondering about adding your proficiency or not. I think no proficiency, which would make it an intelligence. No. Make it an Arcana check without your proficiency mod, but with the other bonuses.
So in this case, my proficiency and my expertise are both out.
No, your expertise is in, just not well. Wow.
Because expertise usually builds on.
Yeah, it's on your proficiency. You're right. Maybe two rolls. I want one roll with your proficiency bonus, one roll without.
Okay. On the one without, do I still get the Arcana bonus that I accumulated as part of my school?
Yes.
Okay. So this will be the one with. The one with is 25.
Very nice.
The one without is 16.
Still quite good. Well done. You feel yourself making quite a bit of progress. You get to the point where you have expended what you already know how to do. So you get to this point very well with that 25. Like, you are making good progress using all that you know about how to do these formulas, your past experience. If you wanted to do a flashback or anything like that, that is an option for you. And then you hit kind of the edge of the unknown, where you're like, I feel very strongly confident in everything I've gotten to here. I'm not exactly sure what the very next step is. I know where I'm going. I've got the plan. I'm just not certain exactly how to get there. And you make good headway with a 16. You can feel it kind of coming together. You're not sure if you might have missed a step or if it's new enough that it's taking you a little bit slower time to go forward. So mark yourself down as 2 more successes.
Okay, excellent. At some point, I don't think this is the appropriate time, but if you want to, I think along this project we could do a flashback to talking to Zima.
Okay.
I'm thinking at some point, Kellen started trying to use the skills that Loom was working on with him to like go, like the restricted section where like you're not really supposed to learn certain stuff in your first year or whatever. He would have started trying to like, just no, I'm not saying like I'm gonna go do this, Professor Zima. But what if we just talked about theoretic, like I
finesse it just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So probably not tonight, but just to keep in mind so you can decide what you want to do for that. I think that flashback is coming during this process.
Excellent. Absolutely. Ardris and Micah, you're our 2 no sleep boys. What do you want to do in terms of the half a night that you're not trancing or powering down?
I read a book.
Ooh. Talk to me about that.
Well, once he's sure that the others are sleeping, and then Micah is being really creepy. He will pull out the book and kind of not quite entering his trance just yet, but kind of opening himself up to be receptive of another influence, and he waits to see what happens.
It is, if anything, just slightly stronger today, this feeling that you have coming off of the book. You open it back to that page after the diagrams. There's not any writing there, but there seems to, like, you can feel like almost magical intent. Like you can feel the potential for something.
I open out his quill and pen a message. Are you there?
And you see written back, I am here. I am always here.
Is there something that we should be doing?
Before strife, all will fall. The seals must not fail.
I'm aware, but how do I prevent that from being done?
What you see is the word thymos written in all caps and a little bit of underline underneath it.
I need more information. I'm in the forest leading a bunch of children. This is not the time to be attempting to teach a lesson.
It is slower to come this time, but you see, I didn't know what I was doing either. Not all of it, when I created them. I wish I had been able to make it out to explain.
Well, are you sealed away?
This one comes even slower, like a force of will is taking it, and it says, every seal, when we created it, required sacrifice. By the end, there were so few left. I gave all I could.
How am I supposed to stop it? Who am I supposed to sacrifice for this?
There's no response.
He closes the book and puts it away.
But you do notice as you're closing it, again, that ink is slowly dissipating until there's nothing there. You do notice as you're closing it, though, one of the diagrams is now labeled Thymos.
You put it away.
Mike, anything from you after your time in stasis?
Yeah, most likely no. Yeah, because I can't see him really doing too much. But yeah, most likely no, sadly.
That's not a problem. Congratulations, you can all mark your long rest. Otis is officially leveled up, yes. With the end of your long rest, you're officially leveled up. Well done. It is time for a new day of travel. Thorane and Estelle, again, don't have a lot, but they give you that.
Did we all level up?
Just Otis at this moment.
Oh, wow. Okay. Understood.
Thorane and Estelle don't have a lot of supplies left because they gave you most of them when you were going into Twist Junction, but they do give you what they have left, so you've got a couple extra rations on the road, and they watch you as you leave. I imagine you're staying roughly in the same marching order.
Would assume so.
All right. Argus has mage armor up. Anything else as we get started?
Ellen has mage armor up.
All right.
Otis wishes he had mage armor.
We're going to make it 3 for 3, or are we keeping it at 2?
Oh yeah, he definitely have mage armor up. Definitely mage
Everyone
armor.
Otis says mage armor up.
I like to think there's a moment in the morning where they're like, all right, ready to go, and just simultaneously 3 casters all activate mage armor.
Yeah. Absolutely. Micah, you're in the middle. I need you to roll me a D100, please.
D100, okay. Oh, that's not okay. There we go. A 61.
All right. As you guys are traveling, the path is lit by these kind of wards, and you can see that shimmering field of abjuration that's kind of around it. At one point in the middle of the day, you do see, like that wave of information that Estelle had sent the previous day, there's something that comes kind of rippling back past you. So it appears whatever message she sent, some message is being sent in return. You make good time along the trail. Again, you're not seeing any animal life here. The wards are holding, but it isn't getting closer to maybe like 2 or 3 in the afternoon when you notice it's a little bit darker than you would expect. And as you're looking at these wards, you can see that like vines and branches have started to kind of grow over where these like this shimmering wall of abjuration magic is. It does not appear to affect the wards in any way, but it is making this more of a tunnel than a path. Like you feeling that it's getting quite a bit darker as you go. It's not so dark that you need to add any additional light in order to keep going, but it is noticeable.
And wait, everyone notices that or just me?
Everyone notices that.
Okay.
I would say like, oh, go ahead.
I have my wand out.
All right. You continue to push forward. It's getting into the evening where this darkness is now very noticeable because it's kind of choking out the light that you normally have, like that last hour of twilight. And you are getting into nighttime when you see down the path movement. Because of the darkness, it's a little bit hard to see. What would you like to do?
Can Otis roll? Only Ardra sees this.
Micah sees it.
Only Micah sees this. Okay.
Oh, I see movement down there. Okay. Micah pauses for a second, stops, says, I see something move there.
Can Otis roll perception on that?
Yeah, go for it. Do you have dark vision?
No, he doesn't.
Roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
I roll perception.
You can.
So I have my D4 or whatever is disadvantaged.
Were you going to make this a whole party roll? Feel free.
I would like to forego my perception and cast a spell instead.
Okay, what are you going to cast?
I will be casting False Life onto myself.
Okay. Excellent.
Well, this ain't gonna help nobody. I rolled a 3 and a 2.
Ouch. Ouch.
So 2 plus 4, that's 6.
Okay. Argus? 17. You kind of take a moment to look through the gloom in the dark, and you see that there appears to be several people heading up the path towards you from the south towards the north.
Do they look like regular people?
Oh, Nazareth does.
Yeah.
Nazareth has dark vision.
Let Nazareth roll.
All right. Rolling for her. It's dark vision for 60 feet. And she rolled an 8, so.
All right. Midley. They look like, it's hard to tell. It looks to be at least half a dozen people. You're not sure exactly how many. I would say that with your perception, you could also hear they appear to be armored. Like, like armor is loud.
So Micah kind of like turns his head to the side, and you see his third eye opens as a frost of mist starts to appear across his body as he casts his armor of Agathis on himself.
Okay. The people are getting closer. Anything else you would like to do?
Like to hold my action to be prepared to launch a scorching ray should they be aggressive.
Okay, so your trigger is if somebody attacks you, you will launch Scorching Ray. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Kellen's kind of on edge. I'm going to do something bold.
Oh,
I'm going to cast invisibility on myself and use it in order to try and stealth to flank them so that I'm behind them.
oh.
Okay. You successfully cast invisibility. Go ahead and roll stealth with advantage.
I will do that. Only 13.
Okay. As you are creeping forward, you go past Otis, who seems to recognize that is happening based on his high passive perception. He sees footprints or whatever, and he is aware that someone from behind him is now moving forward without being seen. And as you keep moving forward, because you don't have dark vision, you kind of get up on them before you are able to clearly see it. And it's about that time that you see, it looks to be a handful of like paladins escorting a couple of people with them. One of them looks to be some sort of mage. One of them looks to be a cleric. And then you also see in the very middle, clutching his head, an older Kellen. I don't know. The headache kind of sucks.
Excuse me. Hello? Excuse me?
You don't see that. You're quite a ways away.
I'm
Or
not
you just-
speaking to the group as a whole. Like,
Okay.
General like passive insight of the situation. Is he like with them, or is he being like he's like in the center of them? Is he being escorted? Like, are they?
He is not
encircling?
like. Yeah, he's not in like any chains or anything. He appears to be moving of his own free will. As you're kind of thinking about it, you're like, oh yeah, we did tell Kellen we were going to go north, and so he was going to go the other direction. That kind of makes sense that we're both on the same road. Makes slightly less sense that he's coming back, but if you thought you were leaving, and you see them startle as they realize there are more people on the path ahead. And one guy yells out, "Declare yourself. Who are you? Shouldn't be anyone on the path."
yes. Hello. Greetings. I'm Arthur's Laird of the Laird family. We are currently making our way down here after running into some lovely people before. Who are you?
Ardris? You hear old Kellen say.
I just said that. I just said my name like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, well, some of us don't have dark vision, so excuse me for being surprised.
Right.
I know these guys.
Let me help, and Kellen will become visible and use his light ring. Luminari.
No wonder I have a headache. Also, hi, Kellen.
You're headed the wrong direction.
So are you, apparently.
Yeah.
Complications?
Yeah, well, same.
Right. I would love to hear that, but I do have a question for your traveling companions here. Are any of you capable of long-distance communication?
The cleric kind of steps forward, is like, sometimes. What's up?
I would appreciate if you could send a message to my father. Would that be something you'd be willing to do?
I mean, I kind of have other things. Like, she looks at you for a minute and is very confused by your request. And she's like, I kind of have other things that I'm working on right now. And you're asking me to, what, tell your daddy something? Like, Your field trip
I-
missing a permission slip?
I am 112 years old.
I'm a grown man.
I don't know. You're the one who needs to call your father. I'm just saying.
Can I use my position of privilege, background ability? I don't know. That's how backgrounds work.
I think you're in the wrong circle for that. I'm gonna go out on a limb.
I'm gonna say, like, were you in an elven city, you absolutely could. But in the middle of a path, talking to a bunch of paladins who are meant to be there and you are not meant to be there, it's a little bit.
Okay, whoa, chill. What do you mean not meant to be there? This is a public access road, right? Like, just to be clear, we're not like.
Yeah, but the path was closed for the festival, which is like your yesterday and today. So it is unusual that there is a traveler at all because normally it is closed for the festivals.
Right. But like traveling during the festival is not like illegal.
Are you asking this in character, out of character? I just can't decide which direction I need to answer it.
Currently out of character.
Okay.
Out of character. No, it's not illegal to travel.
Okay,
it's just
cool.
you would be going past a checkpoint basically that was warning you off. And so they expect most people listen to that and are not traveling. Yeah, so it sounds like kind of we have a lot to discuss. I know these people, this man and these children. You could, in some circumstances, say that I am their mentor, I guess. I was not expecting to see them here, but if they are here, it means that they probably have important information about what you got, because the last time I saw them, they were in Twist Junction. So, okay, spends a little bit of time like unruffling some feathers and chilling everyone out, and is like, how about we all sit down? We can all exchange the information that we have. He looks at Kellen really hard for a second, and then we can decide what to do next and make a plan. Maybe follow it.
We had to
All this drama over trees, bears, and people going crazy, and we want to sit down and talk again.
I mean,
notice people here like to talk a lot. I have to agree with you in this case, Otis.
I mean, it is getting fairly late. Like, how much further are you planning to press on?
We have quite a bit of walking to do, but I suppose we can stop now.
Just saying, it looks like a lot has changed since I last talked to you, so it might be good to know what we're going into.
Oh, yes, a lot has changed, and very much so. That is true.
Did you know about Nazareth?
Sorry, what?
You're like, hey, Nazareth, introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Nazareth.
Elders points to Nazareth in a C gesture.
This is the coolest creature I've ever seen in my life.
Isn't it?
Very cool. Strange, but cool.
So you didn't know about her?
I don't know how I could have, considering the last time I saw you, Azarath was nowhere near you.
That's what I'm saying. And then she doesn't know how she got here.
Or did you, sorry, is this and he kind of looks at the other people, is this an other question, or?
An other question.
That's pretty much what he's implying. There were a lot of things happened. There was a surprisingly high amount of things in a very short amount of time.
Okay, all right. If you guys, and he gestures back towards the other, like these paladins, that cleric and the other mage, and he's like, hey, if you guys can just like chill for just a little bit, let me figure out what's going on. If any relevant information, I'll pass it back to you. And the same paladin that had stopped you earlier is like, we don't have much time. And old Kellen looks like, well, you're not wrong there. Yeah, just give me like 10 minutes. And then if I'm going to stay with them, I'll stay with them, or I'll go with you, okay? And is able to kind of pull you guys a little ways away from where they are so you can speak more freely.
Do you tell them about the exploding school? Because I feel like that's super relevant to why we're traveling on this path at night.
Sorry, are you talking to me? Because no, I haven't informed anyone of the exploding school. Have you?
Well, no, it's just your buddy seemed confused, and so I'm thinking, it's maybe like super relevant.
I don't really see how an exploding school in the Tulesian dynasty is going to really affect like why you're on a path in Dulendorn. Like, that's weird, right?
I mean, yeah, it's weird. That's sort of the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, let's start with like kind of just get me caught up. You guys were heading north. What are you doing here?
Well, the city we were in, or the village we were in, was attacked by a giant tree thing and some bears, and then we defeated that. The people in the village were under some sort of enchantment, and then we decided to go south.
One of them killed my bird. Oh, the synergies.
That also happened, which is also how we have the new and improved entity with us, who is quite lovely. And yes, the seal is probably putting the entire village in danger. And there are some ranger paladin people who may or may not be going to investigate that. So we should probably do something to stop them, or maybe not. I don't know.
One of them is named Estelle, right?
Yes.
All right. We are coming up the path because this Estelle person sent a message to us saying that she needed backup for something. Makes a lot more sense now that you're telling me like about the tree bear enchantment situation. It was kind of a confusing short message.
Yeah, we sort of gave her the location of the seal.
Yeah, right. I mean, honestly, even odds that they just die, but I figure it's better than nothing.
That's what we said. Helen just looks at Ardris and he's like, we said that, right?
But I'm confused. The one that we thought had undead monsters. I feel like if they go there and then they are killed, then they may also be a part of the thing protecting the seal, which will make it harder for us to do it later.
That's an idea, man. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know what time frame we got going here. So, like, if we got a lot of time, we'll figure it out. If we have very little time, maybe we need more than just us trying to crack this nut, as it were. Like, if they can do any good, I mean, that's something.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, if they could at least temporarily stop this gate from falling, then, would give us more time to get back here.
Well, everyone takes their own life into their hands, I suppose.
Yeah. Cool. So, I mean, I was planning to just keep going south when I met these guys you're not too far, actually, from the next node. It's just north of the Gorgon border. Probably another day's travel, maybe a day and a half. But I was down there when we got the word, and I started heading back up, thinking that you guys were Gonzo. So what do we do?
Well,
I mean, we are going to continue this direction, I believe.
You're for sure heading south?
Well, unless some of your friends here can send a message to my father and he can teleport here, which I don't think will happen anytime soon. We will. Unless you want to go to the seal symbol right away. I'm also in favor of that.
I mean, originally, well, it's a difficult choice.
I super don't think both of us should be at a seal.
I agree. I mean, would just do?
Which time?
You were invisible, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I was sort of worried that this was going to be more of a, like, we were getting attacked situation, so I was going to flank them.
Fantastic instincts definitely gave me a headache.
Because of the magic?
I don't know, and that's concerning.
I think you should probably continue on with them, unless we're going with them. But I still sort of feel as though our time would be better spent going to the Biomos.
I mean, when you can be in two places at once, why not, right?
You think you can help prevent them from getting themselves killed at the other one?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I mean, you made it all the way to the end last time, right?
Yeah, I had a lot of friends. His eyes kind of cut towards Argus for a second, and then looks away.
He sighs and he's like, do we not know the sending spell?
Been wondering this entire time.
I know the sending spell.
So...
Do you want me to show you? Do you want me to show you?
No.
Cool. Let me try this. And he immediately casts sending. Do me a favor, roll a D100 real quick.
You should know you.
I do know me.
And while he's casting it, could I attempt to learn it by watching him do it?
Okay.
Can I do that?
So, for the record, this is the most, like, symbology, Illuminati confirmed roll that I could have possibly gotten. I literally rolled a 33. I have no idea what that means, but something.
You watch him as he casts it. He focuses. He's like, we're casting to... It doesn't really matter who. I'm going to cast it to Loom. And he starts it. And what you hear in your head, Kellen, is, I told you, for us right now, this isn't working. You can reply to this message.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
good point. You did say that. You cannot reply to this message.
and then he gets kind of a look on his face. He's like, you know what? No. You're absolutely right. And he takes out his spell book. He opens it up to where he has sending, and he cuts the paper free and hands it to Ardris.
Are you thankful?
I mean, I can't use it right now anyway, so maybe you'll be able to use it.
He takes it.
You'll still need to copy it. It's the equivalent of having a scroll. You can use it once, or you can copy it into your own spellbook.
We have no gold. Where's our gold?
You ain't got none.
We got gems.
Why are we so broke?
We haven't gone on enough missions before the school exploded, and we didn't sell our enchanted items.
Yeah,
I know, we
All
are
these things.
carrying enchanted gear.
school.
All these things
we
are
don't
true.
have money here. They got that.
So what
Hey,
are
you know
gonna
what? Sometimes you gotta handle the classist issues at the root.
You're wrong for that. You are completely wrong for that.
So what
Aaron,
are
I
you
got a
going-
side question.
Sorry,
Did-
Kellen.
did-
You have my attention, Kellen. What's up?
Ask your side question. It's all good, Otis. What's up?
Did Otis notice older Kellen make that side glance toward Ardris?
I think with your passive insight, you absolutely did notice it.
Okay, he'll file that away for later.
So, are we agreed that we will move on and head towards Bymos and further down our path, and you will try to prevent these people from getting themselves killed?
Yeah. I mean, no promises, but I will, at the very least, try to prevent myself from getting killed.
Well, if you can't, I think I'll know.
Morbid. I like it. I'm not sure. I mean, I think if you died, I will know. I'm not sure if I died, if you would know. Let's try to avoid it either way.
Agreed.
All right, well, go in safety.
Otis is going to look at Nazareth like, did you catch any of that?
Is this in common or is this in bird?
This is in common because he didn't cast.
I catch.
How?
How catch?
Yeah, I don't understand a lick of that stuff.
I understand words.
Oh, his face falls.
I think as you're getting ready to separate and go back the way, Kellen gestures to the other ones and is like, yes, I'm going to go with you guys. Just 5 seconds to say goodbye. Turns to all of you and is like, unexpected that you're coming this way, and you will see a seal sooner than I thought you would otherwise. Be safe. Watch each other's backs. If you can't fight, run. And hopefully I will see you in Therantamio.
Goodbye. I'll do what I want.
You always have.
Hey.
Goodbye, Micah. It's oddly harder to say goodbye each time we do this, so I'm just going to go.
Good luck.
Thank you. And he just kind of gives a wave to Kellen. And heads off. The rest of this little marching menagerie of folks heads the way back up the path where you came. It is dark, dark, dark here now. The sun is set, and because of the way that these vines and branches have gone over, this tunnel feels like an actual tunnel in like a cave. How much further do you want to go tonight?
How late is it?
It's not very late. It's like 6:30, 7. It's just that it's very dark.
Okay, then we should probably stop soon.
So, to y'all. I'm just looking something up.
I say we should stop soon. Maybe walk for like an hour and then stop. Yes, no. Hour? Yes.
I'm cool with that.
Good with that.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Hour.
You continue forward for an hour, the branches continuing to make it darker and darker on your path. Nazareth becomes like a very helpful source of light as she kind of flies as high as she can in this tunnel and turns every time to Kellen and is like, Luminari, and then gets brighter. And kind of follows for a little bit as it naturally dims. She'll follow for a little bit and then Luminari, and it gets brighter again.
I love it.
Yeah.
She's wonderful.
After your hour of travel, it's now 8 o'clock. You haven't seen anything in the interim. Nothing's moving behind the barrier. No animals, nothing like that. You make camp for the night?
That's probably for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be on the safe side and y'all get spell slots back.
All right. You successfully complete your long rest. We're going to go through one more day of travel and call this quits for tonight.
You got
I
it.
think that we're getting a little bit late for our last day of travel. Ardris, could you please roll me D100?
14.
14? Like 1-4? All right.
1.
As you are moving forward through this day, it gets darker and darker as you go. The roots seem to be more and more covering. I assume all of you have re-upped your mage armor. That feels like something that you're doing on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
You push forward, and it takes you about another 8 hours of travel. So you start pretty early because you broke camp really early, and it's hitting mid-afternoon when you reach finally the end of this path. And you can see that kind of covering over the end of this is not as thick, but some brambles and vines and branches that is making it to where there's not a clear way to get out. What would you like to do?
We got sunlight again, I think.
It's slow down. So we are now leaving the pathway.
How do you exit the path?
Keeping the same order, but at a normal pace.
Okay. Over the edge of like where this ends, where the path towards end, like you would normally have kind of like this like open area, but instead it's not full overgrowth, but there are branches and roots and brambles and vines that are kind of covering over it in a spider way. You can see through it to the other side. You can see that there is sunlight and something on the other side, but it is physically impassable right now.
Oh, Otis has this. I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants.
Well, cool.
Oh boy.
All right, you can speak with plants.
You gonna let us through or not?
What you get back is a bunch of dissonant whispers. It's not one clear voice that comes back, but it is a multitude of voices, and all of them are kind of repeating the same thing. It's no one can leave. No one can stay.
Ooh.
And again, it just keeps going. No one can leave. No one can stay. It just whispers layered over and over each other to the point where it's a little bit difficult to understand.
It's difficult to understand. Can he communicate it? Did he gather enough?
Yeah, you understood like the intent behind it for sure. It's just that like the more you listen, the more it kind of just grows until it becomes just a bunch of voices talking at once.
I don't think the bushes want to let us leave, guys.
Would you like to try it my way?
You're gonna blast them, aren't you?
Not quite. A little less damaging. Kellen is going to use his regular dagger, not the special one.
Mm-hmm.
And with green flame blade to try to like burn away some of these vines.
Okay.
Like that, like theoretically, at least the way I'm thinking about it, it should make chopping through them easier to have like the focused magical flame going behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll an attack.
8.
That hits. Roll damage.
Um, 4 piercing / slashing and 3 fire.
Okay. You kind of start to hit it, and you soon realize attacking the very middle of it is not the quickest way to go about this. You start like trying to basically carve a hole that you could quickly push through, because you're noticing, although the brambles are definitely falling to the fire, there is regrowth that is happening simultaneously. So it feels like you're either going to have to do a lot of damage or do several actions very quickly in order to make enough of a hole that you can punch through.
You all think I should try blasting it? focus and pulse wave Kamehameha.
Ooh.
That's copywritten. We can't say that loud. It's against the rules.
No, I was just stating a series of Japanese conjuring. That's all.
You see the kanji disappear as he does his attack.
Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
Oh.
We just lost Ursa.
Yes.
Do we need to take a quick break for organization purposes?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a quick. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. We're also going to be wrapping up here shortly. We'll take a quick break for our friends' return. We'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. We're back. Unfortunately, one of our players was had run into internet issues, but like I said, we're going to go ahead and finish up for today's stream. So with that said, Aaron, take it away.
So Callan uses his dagger to throw. Oh, did you use the dagger? Or did you just use a spell slot?
No, it's just a spell slot. Third level spell.
Yeah. So to throw pulse wave.
Yep, it has verbal and somatic components. So he makes like a circling arm gesture and then pushes through it and has some magical incantations.
Indeed. And as you do so, you watch as from the center, all of these are kind of forced out, kind of like an unfolding flower in like it kind of comes apart at the edges. But you do see that it quickly begins to start to reclose. So if you want to get out of here, you need to run.
Go.
But yeah,
Kellen goes through.
same here.
Kellen makes it.
Definitely runs through. Pew!
Okay.
Argus is going through as well.
All right. And we're going to say the rest of our party also makes it through as Argus barely scrapes in and the brambles reform over. And it's wild because as you're looking back at it, this section of forest seems to be almost domed in like this really thick covering of like dead looking branches and brambles. It is pretty much as far as you can see. But as you turn around away from where you were, you can see that you're now standing on a rocky outcropping overlooking a very craggy and mountainous area. In front of you does not stretch forest or plains or anything that you would associate with Dolendorn. Instead, you're looking out at the Gorgon Empire. You can see how harsh the lands look. The path in front of you is there, but far more dangerous than the one you left behind. But you feel pretty certain that you're heading the right way, or at least you're heading the only way in front of you as the path behind you is closed.
Mm-hmm.
And as you take your first step into the Gorgon Empire, that is where we will close today's episode.
Woo! All right. Well, once again, thank you all so much for coming by and watching the stream. We definitely appreciate it. If you like what you see here and would like to talk about the campaign, again, with the Discord link is actually currently in chat. So if you join us, we would definitely love to talk to you about the characters, the plot, as well as any other aspect regarding this campaign. So also, you can join us this Saturday for Lords of Faerun, because of course we're back with Lords of Faerun. And I look forward to see you all next Tuesday for Season 2, Episode 6. Rivenwood Academy. Farewell for now.